Your neighbor knows things about your dog that you don't. They know the exact second the first howl begins. They know how long the silence lasts, and the moment it breaks into heavy, ragged breathing behind the door. While you're settling into the rhythm of your workday, a drama is unfolding behind your apartment walls that you will never witness, because it only begins the moment you vanish. To you, it's just a Tuesday morning, a sip of cold coffee, a hunt for your keys, and a casual, see you soon. You press the elevator button, and your world expands. But inside your home, at that very second, the world has just collapsed to the size of a door frame. What happens behind that door for the next 8 hours isn't just waiting, it's a hidden crisis, a biological shift that is quietly damaging the psyche and shortening the lives of millions of dogs, while their owners assume they're just sleeping. Most owners cling to a comforting myth that once we leave, our dogs simply switch off and nap until sunset. But 30 years of hidden camera research reveals a different reality. There is a 3-minute and 15-second rule, the average time it takes for a dog to transition from a family pet into a state of acute biological rupture. Today, we are breaking down this hidden timeline, minute by minute. You'll learn why your dog freezes at the threshold, the real reason behind those chewed-up shoes, and how your absence physically alters their blood chemistry. We are going to look into the very silence that only your neighbors hear, so that by the end of this video, you'll have the key to peace for the one being who defines their entire world by your presence. What happens behind your door during those first 20 minutes is what researchers call the threshold phase. While you're warming up the car or setting your GPS, your dog's brain is cycling through 3 stages of systemic failure. Minute 1, the orienting freeze. A dog doesn't just go to sleep. They freeze at the threshold, turning into one massive organ of hearing. In this moment, their heart rate doesn't drop, it suspends in anticipation. They are trying to hold on to the fading sound of your footsteps or the distant click of your car alarm. To them, the silence of the elevator isn't just quiet, it's a signal that their primary anchor in this world has just vanished. Minute 5, the point of no return. This is where statistics turn into physiology. Cortisol, the stress hormone, spikes in the dog's bloodstream. This is the moment we mentioned earlier. At the 3-minute and 15-second mark, many dogs emit their first sound. This isn't a cry of boredom. Scientists call it a reunion signal. The dog is sending a sound into the void, like acoustic radar, hoping for a response from the pack. In their world, loneliness isn't about a lack of company, it's about a lack of safety. Minute 15, sensory self-medication. If the anxiety doesn't subside, the dog begins searching for your digital footprint. This is the hidden explanation for why they chew your belongings. You come home to a ruined remote or shredded sneakers, but for the dog, this was a desperate act of self-soothing. Your things are a concentrate of your scent. By chewing them, the dog is literally unlocking your sensory signature, mixing their scent with yours. It's not revenge for your absence, it's a hack to trick their own brain into creating an illusion that you are still there. It is their only available tool to lower their heart rate in a world that has become unstable. But if this stage passes quietly, something even more chilling begins, a phase owners often mistake for total calm, when in reality, it is a state of psychological paralysis. Once the panic of the first few minutes subsides, the most mysterious phase begins. For you, 2 hours have passed. You've made it to the office and settled into your tasks. But for the dog left within those 4 walls, time begins to stretch by a different set of laws. Scientists believe that dogs perceive the duration of your absence not linearly, but through the intensity of sense. At the moment you leave, your aroma in the house is at its peak, but with every passing hour, it slowly evaporates. For a dog, this fading of your scent is the only clock they have, and the weaker the smell of the pack becomes, the deeper their existential void grows. During this period, most dogs fall into a state we usually call sleep, but on camera it looks different. Researchers call it dissociative waiting. This isn't the restorative sleep they have at your feet in the evening. It is a state of shutting down. A dog might lie motionless for hours, nose pressed against the gap under the door. Their brain essentially puts reality on pause, because without their center of gravity, without you, reality loses its meaning. It's like a deep power-saving mode. The screen is dark, but the processor inside is feverishly monitoring every rustle in the hallway. Any sound of a neighbor's keys triggers a micro spike of adrenaline. They aren't resting, they are standing an endless watch. In these hours, the house stops being a fortress. The dog becomes a refugee in a familiar landscape, simply waiting for their world to return. It is during this time that loneliness shifts from an emotion into a heavy physical toll on the nervous system. But the most incredible thing happens the moment that watch is finally broken. Then comes the moment that gives this house its meaning again. The sound of your footsteps on the stairs, or the familiar scrape of a key in the lock. To you, it's just the end of a workday and heavy groceries in your hands. But for a dog who has spent 8 hours in a dissociative void, this is a moment neurobiologists compare to a biological resurrection. The second that door opens, the dog's brain explodes with oxytocin, the same hormone that binds a mother to her newborn. It is a chemical storm so powerful, it literally flushes away the cortisol accumulated throughout the day. You see the chaos, the jumping, the whining, the frantic attempts to lick your face. We've been trained to call this just being happy. But look closer. Your dog is actually performing what scientists call a biological audit. They aren't just kissing you. With their nose and tongue, they are feverishly gathering data. They are checking your pulse, the sense of other places, your physical state. They are literally verifying, is it still you? Are you safe? Did you return as the same leader who left this morning? In these first 2 minutes, your dog is absorbing you back into their reality, rebuilding the safety perimeter that was shattered at dawn. And here lies the secret that changes everything. To a dog, home isn't the 4 walls you pay a mortgage on. To them, home is a mobile concept. Home is you. When you leave, they aren't staying at home. They are in exile inside their own apartment. They are refugees in a familiar landscape, waiting for their only anchor to return so they can finally begin to breathe. Your dog doesn't just live in your house. They live on your love. And their life doesn't go on while you're away. It starts over the very second you walk through that door. The ultimate question remains, knowing all of this, how do we close the door every morning with a peaceful heart? Is there a way to ease those 8 hours of silence? The answer lies in that very same sensory signature. The best thing you can leave for your dog isn't a new squeaky toy. It's physical proof of your presence. A t-shirt you've worn or a blanket that holds your scent acts as a powerful biological antidepressant. By leaving your scent behind, you are literally providing an anchor that prevents their nervous system from going into a tailspin. But there is another secret, the way you re-enter the home. We often make the mistake of turning our return into a loud, high-energy carnival. By doing this, we inadvertently confirm to the dog, yes, your anxiety was justified. Something massive just happened. Instead, try to be a quiet harbor for the first 2 minutes after you return. Let your dog conduct their biological audit in silence. Your stillness in that moment is the strongest signal to their brain that the world is safe again and the watch is over. Look at your friend right now. They are likely watching you or sleeping peacefully, simply because they know you are near. In a world that moves too fast, you are the only place where time finally stands still for them. Let us know in the comments. Have you noticed these checks and audits when you get home? How does your dog spend those first few minutes? Let's gather the stories of the most devoted love this planet has ever known. Protect them, because their life doesn't just happen while you're gone. It only begins the moment you open that door.